So I wrote this introduction a couple of times, and it all really comes up to some pseudo-intellectual take on a basic fact everyone knows, so we're just gonna cut to the chase here.
Big Chungus is not
No, not again. I hate this guy so much.
There's a certain group on the internet. I'm not one of them, so I can't really say their name, so let's just call them the R word. No, not fucking retard, just, let me get one of them to say it for me, alright? Alright, say it.
Reddit is awesome, I love Reddit.
Thank you. You see, these groups of R-words have coalesced around groups on their side of the internet. And one affliction of being an R-word is not being able to understand any theme of a piece of media. And these people make up the fan base of a certain YouTuber, whose meaning behind what he says virtually lies undetected due to the R-word pandemic. And that man is Jreg, or as he's known by functioning members of society, Jreg, has been making videos since 2013. Well, he had published a school project to his channel in 2009, but it's not embarrassing enough to—
My name is Elizabeth, and I love this candy.
Yeah, I fucking lied. He'd always been somewhat of an entertainer in the late 2000s, early 2010s sense, so he made shit like skits, songs, and even a commentary video. He did this until 2019, where he released what at the time must have just felt like a normal skit, but it would spiral into an ongoing channel gag that would lead him to where he is today. The centricide.
The status quo has gone on for too long, and if we don't alter our course quickly, we could be headed towards disaster. And when we need radical change, it's the people sitting on their hands doing nothing that prevent change the most. That's right. I'm talking about the centrists.
At the time, it didn't garner much attention, but he would continue to make semi-political skits for a couple of months until he uploaded the Political Compass Rap, which at the time was his most popular video, and it garnished him a lot of subscribers. After this, he started to develop his anti-centrism shtick a bit more, and started to make characters for his Centricide series that would become the flagship for his channel. And if I were making a typical video on Jreg, my analysis would end there. He makes silly political videos on the internet making fun of ideologies from 200 years ago. However, if you gaze a little bit deeper into what Jreg says, he doesn't view his channel as a political commentary at all. He views it as art, and with any piece of art, there's a theme that goes behind it. So the question is, what is the theme behind the Jreg channel? You see, a lot of people today, when talking about the Jreg channel, refer to it as satire. And when they do that, I can understand why they call it that, because on multiple occasions, Jreg himself has called some of his videos political satire.
I've been thinking a lot recently about how my videos, and my political satire in particular, might impact the world.
Now, my opinion for why Jreg does this is just because the word satire has been muddled to such a degree on the internet landscape to the point where it can mean anything you fucking want. However, if you look at the actual definition of satire, it's defined as the use of humor, irony, exaggeration, or ridicule to expose and criticize people's stupidity or vices, particularly in the context of contemporary politics and other topical issues. Now, some of Jreg's content falls under this. However, when you look at the majority of Jreg's videos, there's a stark difference between that and political satire. And that is, political satire is stationary. If you look at some fucking, Colbert satire, they have a clear position that they are arguing from. And because of that, the entire audience has the ability to take away the same underlying message from the thing, being usually Orange Man bad. However, if you take a look at Jreg's videos, and since he argues from multiple extreme points, trying to take an underlying criticism of what he's saying can't be accomplished by his entire audience. If you take a look at his video called Riots, to a lot of people it looks like a critique on the recent protests occurring in America, possibly trying to say how the people behind these events really don't have any ideological convictions besides them just wanting to burn shit down.
We did it, Tanky! We saved the city!
That was pretty fun, actually. Can we burn down another McDonald's?
However, if you occupy a position on the left, you can look at it as a criticism of the armchair leftists who constantly advocate for a workers' revolution, but the moment a possible revolution is started, they just sit on their ass and do nothing.
It's past your bedtime, and besides, you're not going anywhere until you read Lenin's State and Revolution.
Fuck the state, Tanky! Give me revolution!
You cannot read half a book, Anarchidi. You must read the full book, and then you must read it again.
and again.
Now, satire can obviously critique multiple things at once. However, when the two biggest takeaways you could possibly get from a piece of media are diametrically opposed to each other, one saying this event is good and the other one saying it's bad, that's when the satire has failed. However, I think Jreg knows this, and if you go a bit deeper into what he says, it's not political at all. It's something far more meta and present in the everyday lives of everyone watching, and that is on July 2nd, 2020, Jreg released a video saying he was going to quit YouTube. Now, I was a little hesitant to believe this because he is a master of pretending to be and do things that he isn't, but I wasn't too sure because his video before that one was him talking about how he was scared his channel was going to get taken down. And if his channel was going to end, he wanted to be the one to pull the trigger. Now, if you follow Jreg, you obviously know the ending to that saga, which was that an hour later he came back. Now, to most people, this was just kind of a joke.
The response was so great, my hand fixed itself, and my family called me up and said, "Greg, we forgive you."
However, I think this is one of the clearest examples of his meta-commentary on genuineness on the internet. Jreg has pointed out the absurdity of online relationships in his videos, and how celebrities manipulate vulnerable members of their audience into one-sided relationships in order to squeeze money out of them.
You'd think I would have run out of ideas by now, but they just keep getting better and better. Don't they? Don't they? And besides, we love each other. I love you and you love me. I just wish you would show that love more.
This parasitic relationship has been pointed out by other people besides Jreg, and because of that, it's widely known. However, it's just the surface of a larger problem that he's presenting in his videos, of the internet being a fuel for isolation. Let's go over 2 examples of this theme in his work. The first one may be a little bit more ridiculous, but it's one of the clearer examples, and that being his incel video.
All women are whores cause they won't sleep with me. No, my philosophy's not contradictory. Women are animals.
Put a sock in it. No one cares.
In this video, he goes over how the internet rewards you for losing any form of compassion when it comes to other people. And he uses the war against incels
I think I'm gonna be sick
as an example. Now, I think we can all agree that the entire concept of being an incel is fucking stupid. However, I think we can all sympathize with the actual desire that fuels it, being that you really just want to find love. However, what separates the incel from the average Joe is that the incel has either mental health issues or they were taken advantage of by a third party. Jreg points out the obvious solution of, instead of alienating them further into incelry, we can instead focus on the root issues that drive these people into these insane groups.
We should turn maybe instead to the broader social reasons why the shit's in people's heads. But the internet rewards sociopathy that people can share with their friends and family to wreck people with no will to live. So fuck it, let's dehumanize them.
However, he wraps this around a character who views himself as far superior for acting sociopathically in order to get some imaginary internet points.
Every time I make someone with no will to live feel worse, I just laugh. Ha ha ha, please put that person in a hearse.
So to summarize what he means here, this video points out how the internet incentivizes the degradation of people's actual human emotions in order to commodify the average person's desire to be popular. However, this process of the internet destroying the mental health of its users isn't just applicable to e-celebs or a desire to not be alone, but by nearly everything. In another video by Jreg, which seems to be making fun of how young and stupid Gen Z is at a glance, around the end turned into a call out of how we deal with the sadness that comes alongside daily existence. God, I fucking sound like an emo there.
Maybe this 9/11 marked something, a turning point in the cultural consciousness. Maybe it's part of what precipitated a world that led our generation to weaponize irony, drink it and drown in it until it corroded our generational soul. And maybe it's because making those deaths meaningless is a mercy compared to acknowledging the real effect that they had on us. Oh wait, no, it's actually because I'm too young to remember it and I don't understand its consequences. Bye!
Irony, satire, and humor aren't solutions to dealing with our problems, they're a blindfold to it. The Jreg channel isn't political. It doesn't bend to any ideology, nor does it espouse any ideology's viewpoints while not kicking it in the nuts immediately afterwards. But rather, it's a commentary on the internet's day-to-day abuse of Gen Z, the exact generation who would feel so isolated to be drawn to a channel covering ideologies from 200 years ago. However, the tragedy of the entire thing is because of the blindfold that those problems put on our generation, Jreg's full artistic meaning behind what he's saying won't be appreciated. And until he wraps up the entire story of what his channel is going for, all Jreg will be known for is just vapid political bullshit.
I wanna go where the sun sets.